after all the Aries energy. Like, let's just give a round of applause. Why, hello, Moon fam. Hello, Moon gang. Welcome to another video today. My name is Haley Delgado, otherwise known as Moongirl, otherwise known as at my Moongirl readings across all platforms. First off, happy May, happy Taurus season. One of my favorite seasons, especially May Taurus season. If you are new here, welcome. Come as you are. Sit down, relax. We're going to be going into the month of May, and if you are a returner, what is up, my OG? I hope you're blessed. I hope you're well. I hope if you're new, you're blessed and well too. Today's video, the breakdown, is going to be the May astrological forecast slash for each sign. So how we're going to do this video is we're going to go over the collective transits, kind of the astro weather, and then for each sign, I am going to pick one transit, which is Mars in Taurus, which I always pay attention to where Mars is, because that's the area of life we are exerting the most amount of energy to. We feel fired up. So I feel like that's interesting to know. And then we will get some little divination tools, like some cards and the astro dice, to dive even deeper. You might have heard me say this, but there's so much nuance to every single chart. Even if you're a Sagittarius rising, you have different rulers, you have different degrees, you have different placements. So I really like to incorporate some chance and probability for those watching. If you want to support me in any way, shape, or form, please consider subscribing. I am trying to get to 1,000 of us on here, so if you did that, would completely make my day. But feel free to also comment where you are watching in the world and what time it is at you, because that always interests me too. And without further ado, let's go ahead and just clear the energy and we will dive right in. So 12th houser, I love a little energy clearing. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and just dive into the 5 transits plus the bonus transit. So the first transit is the Scorpio full moon, and this was May 1st, but we feel full moons for around 2 days before, 2 days afterwards, especially afterwards. A lot of the releasing and the subconscious things that came up are being released and let go. Whenever you have the moon, it doesn't matter if it's natal, it doesn't matter if it's a transit, it doesn't matter if it's your progressed moon, whatever it is, when you have a water moon, you feel it holistically. It is all consuming, right? Water moons, especially the moon, is already a subconscious planet. I would even say like over 90% of the time, we are not consciously aware of what we are processing and behind the scenes. We do understand though, typically what the themes are, and I just saw 111. Amazing. And this could be a sign too, the 111, that the Scorpio full moon was a lot of releasing for the collective. And when we have a Taurus sun, right, that is releasing like the back end, the shadows, the subconscious triggers, the subconscious power, the subconscious intimacy with self, right? And so that we can purge and release and let go for a more stable, vitalizing life, a way of living, the way that we feel within ourselves. So I feel like that's the Scorpio full moon energy. And then we have the second transit, which is going to be May 6th. And this is going to be Pluto turning retrograde. So we have not had retrogrades for a while. Pluto is going to be the only planet going into retrograde in May. So that's still really nice. This is going to be at 5 degrees. So shout out to my fixed signs, where we could have been expanding in our power and kind of just like going forward, business as usual. When we have a retrograde, this is our time to reflect. This is our time to take care of the way that we're expressing, especially when it comes to our personal power, the power of intimacy, and I would say just like getting really, really clear on our clearest desires, right? So again, that one's sort of business as usual, but you will feel it if you have honestly like any placements around like 1 to 5 degrees. This is what I call, a sort of, if we're rebuilding a home, right, which is very Pluto energy. Here's an analogy. If we're building a home, we have workers that are building and they're building progress forward when Pluto is direct, but when Pluto goes retrograde, that's when our workers restore. That's when our workers take their lunch, they go and visit their families, like they really restore things on the back end so they can continue to build. So that is, and Pluto retrograde in Aquarius too, like the fact that it's in Aquarius, I feel like we are thinking about our desires in terms of what timeline we really want. And I swear Pluto also gives us what we truly desire, like past any egoic desires, like if we're burnt out and we want to rule the world, Scorpio energy, Pluto energy may just say, how about let's rule the world in a way where we don't have to burn out? Like, let's find that. Let's destroy anything in our way in order to get that, right? And sometimes we have to go back to the drawing board, right? Scorpio's a little investigator. Pluto's an investigative energy. So we're going to investigate. We're going back to the red lines on the wall and we're like, yeah, that's making sense. And then we'll be fully ready and more confident and have more will to just destroy all obstacles and continue moving forward in a more, I guess, transformative, physically apparent way. So then we have the third transit, which is the new moon in Taurus. Wait for transit number 5 because there are actually 3 moons. We have the lucky rare blue moon for transit number 5, but we do have so we have the Scorpio full moon, which just happened, and then we have the new moon in Taurus, which is going to be happening May 16th. Full moons and also lunar eclipses are about endings, right? They're about letting go. It's a lot of reflective energy. It's a lot of nostalgic energy. It is clearing, like it is going into that garage full of stuff or that room or that drawer full of stuff and clearing out, right? Like, oh wow, I remember this receipt when I went there. Don't really need it anymore, right? Like it's nice to take a moment, or maybe sometimes there's some things that come up, but either way, it's about releasing, right? And so that we are in more the present moment. We are in our more present timeline. Solar eclipses and new moons are about starting anew. It's about newness, novelty entering our lives. So something that I wrote here, because Sarah is joining this new moon in Taurus. And so this is after all the Aries energy. Like, let's just give a round of applause to everyone that has been experiencing, which is quite literally everybody, this Aries stellium. This is the month where things start to shift, right? We're still going to have Saturn and Neptune in Aries, but every other thing is going to be moving. Mars is moving into Taurus, Venus is moving into Cancer, Mercury is moving into Gemini. So it's going to be a little less of that full sprint and then we get like exhausted sort of energy. This new moon in Taurus, I feel like, is really the reset button for some just chill energy. Beyond that, this is nervous system recalibration. When we talk about Taurus, we talk about the nervous system. I always say that I feel like Taurus has the most regulated nervous system. And if it's just like naturally, I think because they're grounded on Earth, because they're an Earth sign, the connection to nature, right? The senses, it's just kind of what the sign rules over, which is why it's connected to abundance, which is why it's connected to security. So yeah, this is really going to be a new moon around that. This is a great time, May 16th, to say your financial intentions, your long-term stability intentions. And it's really going to feel like we're going to be watering things instead of just trying to do them right away. You know what I mean? Instead of just trying to plant the seed overnight, which is very Aries energy, which we love momentum, we love novelty, we love starting. Taurus is going to be a little bit nurturing and watering what we had started in April. And if we felt like, man, I just need a little bit more energy, I need this to ground a little more, I need a little bit more comfort and security, this is when that intention gets solidified, right? So really, really powerful, especially because the moon feels exalted in Taurus. It's great vibes. Then we have the fourth major transit, which I'm not going to talk about too much because I'm going to be doing this in your guys' part 2, but Mars entering Taurus. So Mars has been in Aries, which Mars loves to be in Aries, right? We love a fearless, brave queen, king that is just destroying the obstacles, like letting go of the fear. Like, let's just do it. Let's just entertain what I really want. Let's just go for it. Right now, it's going to be a little bit more slowly but surely energy. And this is going to be in a very specific area of life for you, which check out part 2 if you want to know what area of life that is going to be for you. That's going to be May 18th. So just interacting with life a little more sensually, right? Like stopping to smell the roses, right? Enjoying that bite of that meal that you just love, like the sunshine, the little things, right? I feel like this is going to be a time where we're enjoying a lot of the little things in a certain area of life. We're also going to be getting to the bag, the security, the beauty, right? The romance, the love, which is amazing. It's going to be a Taurus sun, a Taurus moon, a Taurus Mars in the month of May. And Taurus works well for humans on Earth, right? So then we are going to have the 5th transit, which is the full blue moon in Sagittarius. As a Sagittarius moon, I'm so happy. So what is a blue moon? A blue moon happens once every 2 years, and it's called a lucky blue moon, or that phrase blue moon comes because it is when we have 2 full moons in one lunar cycle. So Sagittarius is already the energy of luck. Why is it the energy of luck? Because it's all about your belief in magic, your belief in expanding, your belief in the fact that there is always more for us to experience as long as we keep that faith and we keep going on our journey. So it's beliefs like that that will be coming up on this full moon, right? So anything that's keeping us from, sort of broadening our horizons, like Good Days by SZA is coming into my mind. That is the energy of a full moon in Sagittarius, right? Still want to believe in good days, right? But it is just lucky all around. This blue moon is going to be happening at 9 degrees Sagittarius. So it's also at the lucky 9th degree. So you have double Sagittarius energy when it peaks, right? When she's peaking, she will be at 9 degrees. You will feel more grounded, will feel more stable. Hallelujah. And then with the Sagittarius energy, it's like once we ground, I think this is going to be just a really, really kick off fire energy. It is the last day of May. It is May 31st. For the Gemini, immutable, taking the small steps, getting curious, like energy, and like really just trying these, like kind of putting these intentions into full motion, right? And especially with the new moon in Taurus, with all the like the financial aspects and the money aspects and the abundance aspects and, happiness and lightheartedness and pleasure, that I feel like the full moon in Sagittarius is just going to be like, oh my gosh, fire loves to try new things, like I had mentioned. And this could be where we find that lucky, like we're in the right place at the right time. Yeah, just like where the belief systems really change. And that's just like the key, you know what I mean? So, and then last but not least, I decided to just pick a random asteroid. That's what we do over here. And we have Pallas Athena, which has moved into Aries as of May. And so how this is different than the previous months and what this is going to be doing with the Neptune and Saturn energy in Aries. This is transit number 6, by the way. Pallas Athena in Aries is going to allow for us to be very strategic. It is a really, really great energy to have here because Neptune is like anything is possible. If you can see it, you can believe it. And then Saturn's like, all right. What's the plan? Let's get the results that we want. And Pallas Athena is the strategic side of war. So motives, tactics, being able to reach the objective, reading people, right? Reading the in between the lines, right? She's a lot of war, like in kind of like combat or war, right? Like the more strategy that you have, it really is a side of intelligence that I feel like brute and strength and just like random action it's a different side, you know what I mean? And so Pallas Athena is very strategic before she executes. And so I feel like this energy is just only helping us with our truest desires. The desires that we crave in our life are at a peak right now because of this energy. And Pallas Athena is going to make sure that we're covering our bases as we do that. So, third eye, again, intuition whispers, it does not scream. So listening to that Pallas Athena when it's time to wait, when it's time to go, when it's time to really reconfigure our plan or our execution based off of what we're noticing, very big. So I also feel like it's just going to navigate us closer to ourself, right? Which is really awesome. And the power of asteroids. So now that we have done the transits, we're going to go ahead and move into part 2. So let's go ahead and just start with each of the signs. So if you are an Aries, welcome to your portion. And Mars is going to be transiting through your second house. So the area of life which we are going to be taking a lot of action towards, and the area of life we are going to be watering, where see the fruits bared because of this watering that we're doing, is going to be in the second house of finances, the second house of our skills, right? Very big emphasis on skills. Skills, for example, the 12th, first, and second houses all have to do with looks. The 12th house is the energy. The first house is the appearance. The second house is the good style, the good hygiene, right? Like knowing your colors. So utilizing your skills in anything. But it could very much have to do with your appearance, with like any sort of security, right? If we feel secure with how we look, right? We look good, we feel good. We're going to be pouring into that. If the focus right now in our life is, or we want to water new financial avenues, we can do that. If we want to foster more security, more self-worth, like just amazing values, and like really more solidify our values, our habits, this is going to be absolutely incredible for that. So, Aries, let's go ahead and see a message. We're going to roll the astro dice for you, Aries. What can we expect in the month of May? Oh my gosh, you guys got the second house. So emphasis on, like, May could just have a lot to do with the holistic realm of abundance and security, right? And progress towards that. So we are securing the bag, we're securing our confidence, we're securing ourself. Perhaps even this could be a time where we may want to dress differently. We may want to go through like old clothes or old stuff. I'm thinking feng shui. I'm thinking just like getting things in order to make our life easier. Then you have Jupiter, which I have Jupiter in my second house natally, so I do love this. I know this energy well. Jupiter is, and especially in the second house, a wisdom around money. So this is really where our beliefs are coming in to play. So, you know, it's so true when like that our thoughts and our emotions and our feelings really do, which are connected to the second house, really do make up all of our moments in life. And I feel like Jupiter is just expanding that. It's expanding. There's just expansion in general with money, with our skills. Like, for example, you want to make money doing a certain thing. We're going to up our skill level. We're going to utilize old skills too. So don't be surprised if kind of skills from other previous jobs, or even like things that we've learned from like guides in our life, no matter how old they are, like people who gave us just some wisdom, if we're utilizing that. And our just belief of like what's possible for us and what we can have and who we are will be expanded. And then last but not least, we have Sagittarius. There's a lot of good luck for you guys with money, with endeavors, finances, the material realm in general. Like if you want to acquire something new in your life, like a purchase, this is really auspicious energy for that. If you want to start a side hustle or like an income stream, really, really great for that. We're wanting to like invest our money differently or do budget differently, things like that. But this also, again, I feel like is believing that, like believing in our own self, like just having the confidence, but not just like Aries confidence, or it's just so raw. It's like a deep-seated, like nobody could tell me different energy. Um, yeah, it's like really planted, really grounded. Our nervous system, this is like a nervous system recalibration month too. So I would pay attention to when you just feel like happy and like what you're doing in May that just makes you so happy. That could be new habits to um, that we just like adopt this month actually. So then let's go ahead and just pull a card. I'm using this Starseed Oracle, which I love. It's by Rebecca Campbell and the illustrations by Danielle Noel. So let's go ahead. All right. And this makes so much sense for you, Aries, because there's so much like novelty and like discipline and like new beliefs and like new forms of like radical love for self that I feel like are just being built inherently. So I think May is a really important month this year in terms of like just making it more permanent. You know what I mean? So like more permanent income streams, more permanent oh my gosh, you guys got two cards. More permanent yeah, just like permanency in our life, I suppose. Okay, I gotta hold the microphone with my legs. So you guys got two cards. The first one, I love this rainbow, like this eye. It says jump in. So this is Andromedan energy, which you may have placements around 27 degrees Taurus or 27 degrees Aries. If you have placements at 7 degrees Aries, whether it's a house line, a planet, anything like that, an angle, you could resonate with being an Andromedan starseed. But it says adventure, say yes to change, which matches so much with this energy. Like things are just inherently changing. There's change in the air for you in May. And you know, if you notice, she's diving into the eye, right? So this is again like such subconscious energy of diving into what we see, what we believe, full in and going to like the heart of it. So yeah, say yes to change. There you go. That's the advice. That's the motto. And then we have this card, which is fall into my arms. And it says surrender, holding the opposites extremes of life. And she's in this cave, right? Again, like she's like diving into the water and then she's like in the water. So I feel like once we say yes to the change, we like adventure out a little bit. This is saying fall into my arms. So what were we saying about the universe catching us? And you see how it's like a parent holding a child. And I feel like there's all these like beautiful spirits, like, you know, just like ancestors. Maybe your ancestors are just going to hold you through this period of like great change with all the Aries energy. Like we're just changing. And life is getting more magical. And in order to get there, we got to let go of stuff, like dive into the water, the memories, the beliefs, like our essence, right? And we're being held. So yeah, it's like once we adventure, just surrender, right? And then we get the sweetness of just like being held and we're so protected. And that's what I have for you, Aries. I hope that your May blesses you tenfold, and I'll see you in a later video. Hello, Taurus. So this is your May astrological section. We do have Mars, which is going to be transiting through your guys' first house. So the first house is going to be the area of life which you guys are taking the most amount of action towards. And as well as we're really nurturing, we can get a lot of abundance when we nurture ourselves here. And this could be slowly but surely, so there's no need to rush. Not that I feel like my Taurus in the first would automatically rush. First house is about, despite all the popular terms about the first house really is about our identity and how we're seeing the world and how that just changes throughout life. So this could be newer viewpoints, like we're fostering our viewpoints and how we see the world. And this also can be a time where we're like very, very sensual. I feel like May, if you feel like, oh my gosh, this food smells so good, or like when I kissed you, I just like felt like I was floating, or even when I tried this recipe, like it just, it's a little bit of novelty, but it's also going to be very sensual, right? So think like music, think like instruments, think smells, food, like aesthetics, think visually. Maybe we're going to shift some things. Reminds me of like what Miley Cyrus said one time, and she's a Taurus rising, funny enough. And she said, I can't have like anything anymore that does not resonate with me. Not a shoe, not a sock. Like it's giving that energy that we're really just exploring who we are, and we're exploring authenticity at its greatest. And this also could be a time where like getting our hair done, book that hair appointment, try out the new makeup look, hair care, skin care, body care, holistic care. Of course, this could also be like nervous system, just like grounding a lot more, good habits. Yeah, so novelty, but also we're coming deeper into self. Let's go ahead and roll your guys' astro dice and see what you can expect in the month of May. Virgo. We have Virgo in the 7th house with Neptune. So the 7th house is about our ideal lifestyle. This makes a lot of sense because Mars will be opposing your guys' 7th house. 7th house is our ideal lifestyle. It's also the people in our life that make up our life, right? So, you are the 5 people you surround yourself with most, right? My grandma used to say, show me your friends, I'll tell you who you are. She was born in the 1920s. It's like an old adage, you know what I mean? But the 7th house is about our ideal lifestyle, our ideal relationships, and like overall always pouring into people into our life, because people are such a key part of our lifetime, right? They say at the end of our life, I've been to many I won't even get into it. I'll get into it in like a story time, but I've been around people that are on like their last days a lot. And something that I've noticed is they just enjoy people like the most when they're older, or there's just like, even if like, let's say like people are a little grumpy, like sometimes all it takes is like a nice human. Like they typically have like their favorite nurse, or like people who are the exception, you know what I mean? So the 7th house really is going to be a focus on people as well. And that kind of like blends into our identity too, like kind of checking in like, yeah, you know what? I think my best friend really has shaped me like in this way, and I love that. And my partner has really shown me these different perspectives, and I love that. So I could see where there's a lot of magic happening with the people that love us and that adore us and that pour into us. And then I could also see where we are using more discernment with Virgo around who we have in our life, right? And seeing through the illusion, right? And realizing that our relationships, our connections, whether that's with family, with lovers, with friends. Basically, how I see this is like we're going to want to pour and communicate and get close to the people who are resonating with who we are. And we may see through any illusions, or just kind of like wake up and see the reality of where other connections are. Even let's say like you love your partner, but there's like some dynamics that we're wanting to wrap up. Feel like this is going to be that sort of energy. So but again, it's also our dream lifestyle. Like, hey, I'd love to do more of this. I'd love to do more of this, right? I want to listen to my audiobooks. I want more alone time, or I want more companionship time. I want to do date night more. Like, this is what that's reminding me of. Yeah, like kind of editing the contracts so that we can have the dream, right? Our dream lifestyle, our dream relationships. So let's go ahead and pull. I'm going to be using this deck. It's called the Starseed Oracle. And let's go ahead. I have like told myself I want Taurus in the next life. I have my IC in Taurus, and I've throughout my journey of learning astrology realized how major that is. But like another placement, I don't have Taurus and I don't have Gemini. But let's see what's in store for you. This is going to be what we can expect / some like advice from source. So funny, like the Aries group that I just did, like their cards came out right away, which just like matches Aries energy and probably like how their month is gonna go. And y'all are taking the sweet time, which I love too. I'm a Pisces South Node, so a little patience ain't never hurt anybody. Oh my gosh, I love this. Okay, we have I Remember, and it says soul plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. And literally, we were talking about the first house, the rising sign, the fact that Mars is moving through here. And, the rising sign really is our soul plan. It is. We will see themes of our rising coming up again and again and again. I'm a Capricorn rising. My career, my plans, my exploring my lessons and stuff like that will always be a theme. With this too, I mean, look, we were talking about this. She's got earrings. She's got beautiful earrings on. Her heart center is alive. She also has a hand on her shoulder. I feel like you guys are being protected as well in co-creating all this new novelty into your life. We have Uranus that moved out of your first house. So now again, like we're really securing who we are. We could have had a lot of twists and turns with where our life was going. And anytime things started to get like really stable with like a job or like whatever it would be, maybe it felt like, oh wow, okay, now we're like expect the unexpected. But now I feel like we are remembering how much we've been through, right? And like remembering who we are, our soul plan. And again, I think the soul contracts coming up this month, and just seeing things really clearly, like the water, right? That was like the only way that we could see our reflection for like so long in history. You know what I mean? Was if you glance in the water, and that was like really like it's a blessing to be able to like look into our own eyes and like mirrors and stuff, like to see our own essence of our own soul. So I feel like this is going to be actually a really sentimental month. And yeah, just the destined life versus the fated life, which there's things we're fated to meet people, we're fated to have experiences, right? But destiny, like comes from us, right? And at least that's what I believe. That's how Sue sees it. Where are my choir kids at? Where are my gays at? If y'all know what that's from. But yeah, I remember this is like, just, I think like this could be even nostalgia around people on your journey like thus far, you know what I mean? And really delving into what do I truly desire, like after everything, and just remembering to who we really are. So that's what I have for you, Taurus. And we're going to go ahead and move on to Gemini. I just want to say, Taurus, before I leave you, that I hope your May blesses you tenfold. Hello, my Geminis. It's almost your season. So Gemini, Mars, which is the transit I really wanted to go over in your part 2, is going to be transiting through your 12th house. And Mars in Taurus is like nurturing for a stronger foundation. So by the end of June, which is how long Mars is going to be in Taurus for, feel like subconsciously there's gonna be a lot of like work being done. I wouldn't be surprised if this month you wanted to connect with things that were a little bit more magical, like just connecting with the magic in life, right? Like the magical parts. For example, feel like saying this, my sister's a Gemini rising, and she just made her entire outfit from like scratch. She thrifted and like altered and sewed, and she painted her shoes and like all these different things, and she made a hat from scratch. And she's going to a horse derby, and she's entering her hat in this contest, and I feel like she's 100% going to win. That hat was just incredible. So I feel like that, like just tapping into the imagination, creating, right? And just finding things that lift our soul, things that lift our spirit. And I think it's going to naturally process a lot of things from our past. We could feel more nostalgic in these next 2 months. And that could be sometimes bittersweet, right? But what does that do? That allows for us to honor, remember, and it's just going to bring us closer to our current desires. Like, all right, been there, done that, can't go back to yesterday. What is here for me now? Could definitely be themes of meditating, of connecting with nature, of like connecting with what is just special, magical, the unseen, right? So music and prayer and, quiet time. Like when it is time for us to reconnect with ourselves, it could just feel really, really nourishing. So that could be something to note as well. let's go ahead, roll your dice, and see what are the themes in the month of May for you. Ooh, I love this. Okay, so we have the sun. So again, like I was talking about vitality, like restoring your vitality, I think is just going to be the name of the game. And then anything that just like restores our vitality, right? Like energy givers, like things that make us happy. Then we have Aries, right? And then we also have the fourth house. Just like really going towards what we like. Also just like really like no like owning who we are. What we have here, even if we're not just like relaxing and we are doing something, I feel like it's just going to bring us a lot of pleasure and happiness. So let's go ahead. Oh, also I'm pulling your guys' oracle card. I am using the Starseed Oracle. This is going to be like advice from source / even more of what you can expect in your month of May. So yeah, I would not be surprised y'all like cooked or baked or this month tried food. Y'all don't even have to like do the work. Excusez-moi. Yeah, so let's go ahead. Okay. Let me see. Your guys' came out right away. There's just like more that like want to come out for you. Okay, I think that's good. You guys got 3 cards. Don't tell the others. Ooh, I love it. Empathetic starseed. You guys could resonate with being a starseed. It says energetic sovereignty. I love when I'm right. Literally that again, like coming into your own energy, restoring your own energy, restoring your own foundation. Like I feel like you all are gonna feel so strong because you know how sometimes like if we go through like a crazy event, you know that thing where like we push, if we can't deal with it, we will. Sorry, my Capricorn rising's looking at my Sag moon like don't do it. They did it. Absorbing what's not yours. Exactly. Like with the Mars in the 12th house, you guys could be feeling like to whenever we have 12th house amplification, we have things there, we have transits there. Our energy is, it's like the aura is like going under a little bit of construction and it could be very, very appealing. So very important to not absorb what's not yours. But you guys got 2 other cards. You guys also got Hiraeth. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? The world may never know. I'll never know how to say that word. Not without handy dandy Google, but we don't eyeball it, right? And this says longing for home, homesick for the stars. I love that too. Your ancestors or like starseed ancestors, starseed family, with the 12th house is like crazy synchronicities. Like I wouldn't be surprised you guys saw like really, really big clues or hints or signs that there's just something bigger that is speaking to us, that is guiding us, that is here with us. And yeah, it's like, look at how small this person is and how like they're just they're connected to everything. Like they're seeing like this mat and it's like swirling, right? And that's what you're talking about with like trying new things and like embracing what we love, like all the pink and purple energy, that's really crown chakra energy and just like love and just like good vibes, like cloud 9, quite literally. Like we are in our own energy. But there could be like, we could be longing for some stuff, right? The longing for home. So, you know, if there is sort of every once in a while this kind of like longing energy, right? Feel like they're not looking behind them. Like it's almost like it's disappearing. And then there's just like a lot of like brightness, like the light at the end of the tunnel, quite literally. So we're looking at that. So you could very much be like embracing and seeing the light at the end of the tunnel this month. And just let's see how the third one. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this card says, I'm sorry. And so forgiveness, right? Which is how that ties in. Like forgiveness for us, right? It's like we don't even got to do it like for the other person. Like, oh, I should, you know, for, you know, it's gonna be like, nah, this for me. Like, I need to do this. Like, whatever gets you through the night, whatever gets you through the day, it's just like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry. And like the bow is like such a deep respect too, right? And it's kind of reminding me of like, you know, like I used to go to Christian church, and like I do remember how powerful it was to like actually get on the ground and like kneel and like pray. Like I feel like it's such a vulnerable thing. So there could be some vulnerable conversations if you want to talk to people or clear things with people in your life, or this could even be like where we're praying and or we're just getting real with ourselves and just having those conversations with ourselves. And yeah, defensiveless, writing past wrongs, uprooting, right? So yeah, whenever we have 12th house energy, we're clearing a lot subconsciously. So we have dreams or whatever that bring up stuff, daydreams, memories, yeah, it's just like forgiveness all around so that we feel lighter, right? So we have more like the vitality, the light at the end of the tunnel, right? And yeah, I feel like this is going to be like just a lot of sparks. There is a lot of like stars and light and like floating energy here too. So yeah, that just lets me know we're a little more exploring the unknown. We're exploring, which is exciting. Yeah, so that is what I have for you, Gemini. I hope that your May blesses you tenfold. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you guys in a later video. Hello, Cancer. Oh, my fellow Cancer babies. Welcome. The transit that I wanted to talk about for all signs was Mars entering, for you, Cancer, your 11th house. Even if you're just a Cancer, stick around in this video. We are going to have other things for you. So Cancer, the Mars in Taurus is going to be moving through your guys' 11th house. So this is a month of evolution, right? And since since Taurus is in your guys' 11th house, the more that we ground, the more that we nurture ourselves, the more that we interact with nature, the more that we cook and, just like do things that lift our senses, right? Like hang out by the fire or, have the fresh flowers or, eat a dessert that just like actually the more grounded we are and the more that we evolve, right, into a more abundant version, which Cancer rising we already have like those abundance codes. I feel like it's just unlocking those. Maybe we're just this month exploring and pouring into ourselves of just what feels good. This is like quite literally just doing what makes you happy, which I love that message. So let's go ahead, roll your guys' astro dice and see what you can expect in the month of May. We got the North Node of Destiny. We have the North Node of Newness. We have the North Node of Fate and Destiny. This is a really fated month for you guys. Like there's something fated that's huge that is a little out of our comfort zone. Or we could like really, really be craving this on an emotional level. Or we feel like, where's the like emotional satisfaction? We're going to be exploring that. We're going to get that, right? And in the 11th house, this can be income for sure. So income from our career. This can also be meeting soul family members. So if you haven't seen someone in a while, you have plans to see them in May, there you go, fated. If you meet somebody, you go to a communal thing, you hang out with a group of people, fated, right? Also, the 11th house is our hopes and wishes. A manifestation could be coming in, or a huge piece step towards that manifestation is coming in, but I feel like it's the actual manifestation because we also have the 9th house of luck. We have the 9th house of expanding our horizons. We have the 9th house of saying yes. We have the 9th house of our belief systems and yeah, just overall going on a mental, emotional, educational, spiritual journey. You guys definitely could be like, this could be one of the awakening months. Like if you guys feel like you're ascending, you're awakening, this was always destined. We could also just like be exploring new beliefs, right? I know my beliefs have been changing so much with like just everything going on in the world. That keeps coming out, all the conspiracy theories are coming true. It is just altering my belief system, despite what I already knew. When it actually happens, it's actually real, and you just get that confirmation. I feel like there are just shifts and changes. However, this doesn't have to be like with what's going on in the world. You could just like even go to a temple, you could get a reading done, you could travel somewhere, and it's expanding us, right? And it's making us feel alive because you guys have Leo. It's making our heart soar, right? And again, this is just like overall happiness. I feel like this is going to be a beautiful month for you guys, even June too, because Mars is going to be in Taurus until the end of June. So I love that. Our heart's on fire. And we're really excited. We're going to try new things this month. That is like really big too, that are going to emotionally bring us to where we want to be, right? So I love that. Let's go ahead, pull an oracle card. The Starseed Oracle, this is the deck we're using. Let's go ahead, do today's balancing act with the microphone. Oh my gosh. You guys have Capricorn in the 7th house. You guys might like dad jokes. Like I was about to say, like, oh look, the microphone is floating. Let's see. Jupiter has been going through your guys' first house too, which is just like a lot of new, right? A lot of novelty. And I love when Jupiter moved through my first house. Are you kidding me? I looked gagged. Like I entered a new realm of like style and makeup and expression and hair and like confidence and like photo shoots and like all that stuff. Like I just experimented so much and it was so fun. So I'd love to hear your guys' experience with that. But let's go ahead and get your guys' advice from source and just another message of what to expect. Okay, this card wants to come out for you guys. Am I feeling a second card? If it comes out, I'll do it. All right, there were like 5 cards that came out. All right. We're not going to force anything that doesn't want to come out, right, Cancer? Like, oh my gosh, I love this. I saw it like this first and I was like crazy, but upright, it says Earth School. Oh my gosh, I love this. Earth School, Earth is a school, right? Apparently it's like a crazy school, this blue and green planet. And it says life lessons, soul growth, study, higher learning. Yo, North Node in the 9th house. And the passion from Leo. You guys like learning something? You guys writing a book? You guys making music? You guys like getting a certification in something? It's gonna be great. First off, you were fated to do this. Second off, this was part of what you came to the Earth School to do. Oh, my cats need to be fed. They will be fed a little later today. They eat 3 square full meals a day and human food and treats. So like, no worries, Cancer. I got them. Yeah, so life lessons. So there could be too with Rahu, we always see, aka the North Node, we always do see lessons, but you know, it is like such novelty and it's so emotionally gratifying that you know, we know that we're doing the right thing, like the right thing. It feels gratifying. It feels satisfying, right? So yeah, I say push through. If there's anything that like you're wanting to finish in May and June, this is like literally what you came here to do. And it's for your soul's growth. And yeah, pretty awesome. I'd be curious, even again, it doesn't have to be like strictly educational with the 9th house. Again, we see spiritual, right? So we could be learning some spiritual lessons and really like what our heart, like getting us really, really close to our heart of what we wanted to come here to do. So like ascension again could be really big. Like you could feel like this is like an ascending month, but this also is reminding me too, as she's like anchoring down again, the grounding on earth, right? And how important that is to ground, because that is just when we're in it, right? And we're in the present moment, like we're more present. And when we're more present, you know, they say if you think about the past, you'll be sad. If you think about the future, you'll be anxious. That's why it's important to focus on the present. So I see this as just like, again, a lot of emotional satisfaction. And yeah, that's what I have for you guys, Cancers. I hope that your May blesses you tenfold. Take care, take it easy. I'll see you guys in a later video. Okay, Leo. So let's go ahead and dive into your guys' month of May, we have Mars in Taurus that is moving into your guys' 10th house. This is your guys' 10th house of career. This is your guys' 10th house of goals, of achievements, of our untapped genius, right? As well as our reputation, our public, sort of like not like our public yeah, like our public identity. Like if you go out to work, like you go out into the world and you get a coffee, like how people see you on the street, like that's 10th house, right? And so it's also our masculine energy. So Mars in Taurus, I mean, your guys' legacy is with the 10th house, like very much anchoring in more pleasure into the life of others. Yeah, like your habits, like your routines, you sticking to what you like and you liking who you are and you sticking by your own convictions and just like your own way of living is the inspiration, right? Like that is the legacy. All the great things about Taurus, like the high vibe Taurus, the loyalty, the honesty, even if it's like not the most fun thing, it's like we're true to ourselves, right? Like, to be honest, I don't want to do that. Or to be honest, this is what I feel about your outfit. Like, to be honest, right? And it's like, also to be honest, like, this is how I feel about you. I would love to do this with you, right? Like, just honesty. And also, of course, money, right? Security, right? Being secure as a person, emotionally, being secure mentally, being secure monetarily, being secure physically. So we could be pouring into the legacy. This is a great time to pour into the legacy, and the legacy can be who we want to be remembered as. And it never hurts to like delve into that a little bit, because throughout our life, there's so many different themes. I feel like pouring into and like really being conscious about how we want to be remembered, and showing up as that, and the authenticity of Taurus. Yeah, I feel like whatever you want to do, whatever you want to be remembered as, do it. Like that's basically the energy. So let's go ahead and roll your guys' astro dice. Let's see what the month of May is going to be bringing us. Oh, you guys got Taurus right here. You guys got Taurus. We have Uranus. So interesting transit. We're going to talk about that because we just finished Uranus and Taurus, and then the 4th house. So we were talking about emotional honesty, right? There we go. Like that is our psychological foundation, the 4th house, right? It's also our feminine energy of like behind closed doors, when like we close that door and it's like, oh, the deep breath, and like we don't have to fake it. We don't got to like, not saying that everyone fakes it, right? But it's like, if sometimes if we don't feel that good, like we want to try to manifest and or just like give people the best of us, or just I guess try to do the right thing for our own path, for our own sanity, for other people's days and stuff like that. Like this reminds me of like we are just doing what we feel like we gotta do for us to be good first. And there's actually a lot of encouragement around that. Feel like this is going to also this month bring in like so much more security and stability. And maybe perhaps around the home life too. So you guys could be moving. There could be like one of you guys that are moving. If so, this is going to bring more peace, more enjoyment, more pleasure, more security and stability. This could also be if we want to like do feng shui in our house, if we want to like, get more plants or like anything like that. I always love that part of like Taurus season, the part where we just like really take care of the things around us. This is just like fostering the things that are in our private life, to like pouring in. This is also just like a really enriching home life. With Uranus, this could be a little bit of an unpredictable energy, but it is evolving us forward. So do trust that if there are any changes in the home life, like maybe somebody's leaving the college, like maybe we're moving in with a partner, maybe we are shifting just, kind of like, what? I feel like I'm resonating more with my Ohana than like my blood family. Like there's so many examples I could give, but as far as your family dynamics, as far as your own emotional well-being, as far as our living situation, as far as our own sacred temple, there are upgrades that are happening. Despite what chaos it could look like, it is bringing us closer to stability. Now, I did just want to touch on, so you guys have Taurus in your 10th house. You guys just finished up Uranus moving through your 10th house. So I feel like this is, oh, that's awesome. Okay, this is making sense. So with Uranus and Taurus finishing your guys' 10th house, there's a lot of like shuffling energy where I feel like in past lives, we could have been a certain way. And in this lifetime, in the last 7 years specifically, I feel like the legacy that we want to leave behind is different. Like who we want to be remembered as, we could have just like felt like we had a lot of epiphanies around who we want to be remembered as, especially in regards to our bloodline and our family. Like if our family is used to being a certain way, I feel like this is when we like really, we're about being different than that now. Like we could have realized it, and there could have been some tower moments where it's like, where did I learn this from? Or like, do my family dynamics affect my relationships, or do they affect like what I do for work, or do they affect like how I want to live my life? And if we had, and that could have been with anybody that we were close to. It doesn't have to be just family. It could be partners. It could be, you know, coworkers or friends. But yeah, just like, I feel like this month is going to be where a lot of like who we truly wish now, like these new manifestations of like, what do I want my life to look like, are just coming through, and they're emotionally going to fulfill us so much more. So that's what we have there. Let's go ahead and pull your guys' oracle card. I am using the Starseed Oracle. It's a cult favorite over here, and I think just like a lot of people like this deck. I'm gonna balance the microphone. Let's go ahead and shuffle your guys' energy, or let's go ahead and shuffle so we could shuffle up the energy from the last pile. Just so you know, Leo, just between you and me, Jupiter is going to be moving through your guys' 10th house very soon. So y'all been craving the spotlight. Y'all been craving make moves, like slay goals, like have new accomplishments and like new heights and like new, like just grand visibility opportunities in career, opportunities that are leading to the legacy that you want to leave behind. So you want a partnership, you want to travel the world, you want to just like have a happy home life. Like there's a lot of auspicious energy. It's not this month, but I just thought that I'd let you guys know in case that feels nice. A nice little heads up. I have literally fixed this little section of my hair in almost every pile, but just can't do it, man. My Virgo North Node's like, what is that? Let's pull your guys' card. All right, we got 1. We got 3. I'm gonna do it. We got 5, but Leo's number 5, and I can't ignore the sign that I just felt like I saw. So, first card, deep cellular healing. I feel this for you. I feel this for you because Mars will also be opposing your guys' 4th house. Y'all just went through a huge cycle. Like in all areas of life, honestly, in identity, in relationships, in like connections with people, in our career, in our goals, our achievements, who we want to be remembered as well as our where we lived, or like who we lived with, or you know, in the last 7 years. Of course, it's going to be big for everybody. Like everyone in 7 years probably goes through those things. But for you guys, like I'm sure that there are some of you guys who are like, no, girl, like that wasn't normal. Like that was the plot of my life. Like that was just some extra ness, you know what I mean? So yeah, deep cellular healing, again, building the temple, building the legacy. Look at that. And like she's deep in the temple now. Like the legacy has been built so much. I think this is going to be, let's see the second card, portal. I was just about to say, this is going to be a portal into what we truly desire, right? Look at all those rainbows. Like the rainbow represents like the good days after the storm, you know what I mean? So, and it also, I love this. I got to show you guys this. Look how she's in the temple, and then like she's like almost like at the edge of like this door, right? Or like on the other side, I feel like she could be looking at that. So it's just, yeah, doors are opening. You decide. Rewards, wild card. Doors are opening in the month of May. You get to decide what you want. And there will be rewards for when we truly, that's also another thing with Taurus, like whatever area of life you have Taurus in, it's like the more sure we are and the more that we just nurture that, you will see rewards. And wild card, which is there could be something a little bit more wild happening for you in the month of May, maybe something we don't expect. The next one is wait. Okay. So there's a portal, doors are opening. We may have to wait, but doors are opening. So you could hear people talking about like, let's go on this trip, or, hey, I think you'd be good for this job, or I would pay attention because it might not happen in May, but you're seeing the sign, you're seeing the initial door open. It's not time yet. Things are being woven. And again, it's funny how for you guys, out of everybody, I talked about the future transits and I didn't talk about that yet. So things are being woven. This is an energy too where again, we're kind of grounding. We're kind of like, we know that we're changing behind the scenes, like we're finishing that off so that we are more secure. There's going to be a lot of epiphanies, I think, where you guys want to live, what type of lifestyle you guys want to live. Then we have weight of the world, and it says boundaries, let go. It's not yours to carry. So this just makes sense, right? We have deep cellular healing. Then we have the portal that doors are opening. Then we have weight, right, into this new world. And it could feel like you guys are coming from kind of like a little bit of like the darkness, right? Like it could feel like that, or just like a void, like which the void can be equally as terrifying as it is like comforting, because like we're not in like the new relationship or like the new job. Like as much as we want new, I think the in-between like is so underrated, because though we can all get impatient with our huge, vast, multi-dimensional souls that have, come into our body, at least partially. That's what I believe. But that's how Sue sees it. I think that the in-between of just like existing is so needed. And that's what I feel like. And I feel like she's just very much doing that. Like boundaries as it is time to move in to this new timeline, to the new relationship, the new job, the novelty in your life, having the boundaries, just being really grounded, because we remember everything that had happened and there's magic in that, right? But we're also meant to let it go. It's not ours to carry. So we can honor yet detach, right? That's what I feel like that talks about. And last but not least, we have look at this. Now they're on the journey, right? Look at that. Now they have a path and there's all these like mountain peaks. So there's like, you're really, really delving into the legacy. You're being in the person that you would like to be remembered as. You are reaching new heights. And now it's like we are out from like the void. We've passed through the portal and now we are in this red rock energy, which if you guys know, y'all know these red rocks like are magical. I'm from the USA, so we have a lot of red rocks here in like Colorado and Arizona, right? But yeah, this says Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. So as we move into the new, or as we're even like letting go of just like everything that happened, and we like lean into these new desires, these new wishes, like if there are emotions, just know that to soften into love, like we could feel the anger, like, girl, get that. I used to get a hanger out of my closet and smack that shit in my garage, like until like I was done and fully satisfied. Like honor the sacred anger, right? But do know that like there's so many new roads ahead, and anger is such a catalyst too to like get on with it. Like me when I'm angsty, are you kidding me? It's full steam ahead, baby. Like, you know what I mean? And so, yeah, I feel like at the end, it's softening into love, just like infinities back to this like deep cellular healing. So that is what I have for you, Leo. Yeah, and again, this does have a lot to do with like our career, with our income, right? Because it's just showing like nature at the very end versus, we were kind of in the sky for like a lot of these other energies without like a lot of groundingness. Like I feel like you're coming to such a secure place. So that is what I have for you, Leos, my divas, my superstars. Take care, take it easy. Hope that your month of May blesses you tenfold from my Leo Venus and my Leo Mercury to your Leo placements. Take care, take it easy, and hopefully I'll see you guys in a later video. Why, hello, Virgo. Love my Virgos. I'm a Virgo North Node, so I salute to you. Just thank you for all that you do, Virgos. I feel like Virgos just, it's nice to get a thank you every once in a while. You know what I mean? Thank you for being here. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get into your month of May. I wanted to talk about Mars going into your ninth house. Because Mars is going to be moving into Taurus in the month of May and it's going to be there till the end of June. So I thought I'd give you guys a heads up on what area of life you guys are going to be pouring and feeling compelled to pour a lot of energy into. And we can get a lot done in this area of life. We can really destroy obstacles that were there that like without this transit, maybe we're like, ooh, it's a future me problem. We'll do it mañana, but now we're doing it. Now we're going to have the drive to. So very exciting. The ninth house, Virgo, is all about novelty. It's new. It's expanding our horizon. So whatever you're looking to expand, let it be this. And how we're going to expand it, you say? Through grounding, through nurturing this area of life. You guys could be prompted to expand a spiritually based career. You guys could be prompted to expand your own beliefs, spirituality, like just new, like having new and different conversations, saying yes more in the month of May is also really big. Opportunities, to travel, to learn, to connect. The ninth house is a journey, whether it's educational, whether it's spiritual, whether it's through travel, right? This typically is a house of good luck. So this is honestly, I feel like whatever you do nurture, whatever you nurture, it will not only expand, but it'll expand in a way that is very, like if you jump, the universe will catch you. Very big energy. It's also the third house too. So if you guys are making music, you guys are writing a book, you guys are starting a Substack, you guys really want a certain progress with anything written or educational, really auspicious time for that. So that is that. You guys also could be connecting with foreigners. I also find that to be a big thing in the ninth house. So you guys could be, if you guys have any trips, you guys could be surrounded by foreigners, or wherever you guys live, you guys could be coming in contact with a foreigner, or even like searching places to travel, even searching just some researching new and expanding, right? So, for example, if I had this, I would think I'm going to like expand my spirituality, expand maybe some things in my career, and yeah, maybe travel. So let's go ahead, roll your guys' astro dice and go even deeper and cover another layer of what you can expect in the month of May. Love. You guys have the 10th house of career, of goals, of achievements. You guys have Neptune, the planet of anything is possible, the planet of, yeah, if you can envision it, you can have it. You can embody it now. You can start like pointing your whole energy and whole life towards the new dream, right? This could be dreams of anything too. Where you could be very extraordinary in your career. And again, this is a lot of expansion, right? You jump, the universe will catch you. It's a journey, right? So we're deepening on the journey. And then we have Gemini, which is really, really flexible energy. When we have Gemini, we have adaptable, we have flexible, we have curious, we have like, let's cross all our T's. Mercury is very, very methodical about the way that they're doing things. This is like a thorough energy. I feel like whatever you guys are expanding, you guys are going to be thorough in doing so. Like this is going to be knowledge and like progress made on your journey that is quite literally like laying down a very solid bricks, right, in the foundation is how I see this. And yeah, let's get the cards. I want to see the cards. I'm not going to say anything if I don't feel it, you know what I mean? Um all right, so I'm using the Starseed Oracle Occult Favorites. Let's go ahead and shuffle your guys' cards. This is going to be yet another theme. I really think that there's going to be a lot in the cards because it was kind of just like, you know, how you see it, it's how you read it, sort of, for your transit and for your dice. South Node has been moving through your through you, Virgo. Like, it's been whatever Virgo placements that you have, the South Node has been a lot around releasing. The South Node is always like subconscious. It can just feel sometimes like there's a lot happening internally that like we can't even like grasp it all, but do believe once the nodes are out, like the progress that we made from the inside always reflects in the outside afterwards. So even though South Node is wrapping up in Virgo, I feel like this is where like enlightenment is happening. Actually, I could see that like perspective shifts and enlightenment, like, and just more magic, I feel like, and like broadening perspectives will be huge, especially if things have felt like the South Node in Virgo, like emotionally heavy, or like lots of thoughts, lots of reflection, lots of like reminiscing, lots of that. I feel like this is like new. This is a change. This is nice, nice energy. And I feel like put us in like a luckier, more sturdy energy. Let's go ahead and see for my Virgos. Oh, you guys got a card that Leo got. Oh my gosh, you guys got like so many cards. Okay. Well, I guess that makes sense since, yeah, like I said, it was really minimal, the dice. So first card, yeah, this is the one that Leo got. So if you have Leo placements, like you may want to check out the Leo portion, but this says the Great Serving, and it says Mars energy, anger, conflict, and softening to love. So this is like when I was describing this card in the last pile, what I was saying was like they were at the end of a journey, my Leos. Virgo, you could feel like you're wrapping up a cycle in your life. This is basically saying if there's anything that's holding us back, to soften, like, or not holding us back, because Mars is not holding back. Mars is actually like moving forward, but I think this is about moving forward like in the softness, right? Like into love, like especially if we've gone through like a lot more recently, you know, with the nodes and stuff like that, and all the eclipses that have happened for us, Virgo. I'm a Virgo North Node, right? Like this is telling me like maybe all of it just like really softened us, even if it humbled us, even if it was crazy at times, like maybe we're just softer for it. So that's the first energy. And like, but we're moving forward, right? It's like we're moving forward, but it's like maybe just not as like intensely. Like I feel like there's more preservation, which is kind of like the whole point of ninth house in Taurus, aka the Virgo rising, the very practical, the very earth sign, the very methodical, lots of discernment. I feel like we gain a lot of luck when we like ground, when we anchor, when we actually do soften, right? New opportunities, new things. Then we have the Blue Flame. I love this card. This is one of my favorite cards in this deck. Spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. This is the awakening. It could have felt like with the South Node in Virgo, we were going through a bit of a dark night of the soul. The awakening could have already happened. You could feel like you've had an awakening very recently. If you feel like you have not, guess what's coming? An awakening, an ascension, right? And this is reminding me of like the most pure part of like a fire, like the center, like the blue flame, right? It's called the blue flame. And that is like, it's just the center of the fire, the center of the passion, the center of the aliveness, right? I feel like that's the awakening. It's kind of like the more raw part of our soul and like what we really, who we really are, and like how this journey has shaped us. Like it's only bringing us closer to who we really are, which Virgo is a lot about sovereignty. Like I am who I am. This is my body. This is my mind. Nothing can enter here that I don't want it to, right? That sort of pickiness, as some people would say. You can't see, but I was definitely doing this because we just don't say yes to everything, Virgo energy, right? And that's cool. And like, I feel like this is, again, activation, integration time. And again, yeah, the ninth house is a lot about spontaneity. So wouldn't be surprised if like you were just like spontaneously doing something you really wanted to for a long time, or if like it's just going to be spontaneous, like the things that happen. May and June. Lifting the veil. I love this. Look at how pretty. Lifting the veil, and it looks like, what is back here? Oh yeah. Okay, so when she's lifting the veil, there's like cities and stuff like behind her. Um, so she's like leaving the industrial world. Like there's like factories back here and stuff like that. Like, um, and as she's lifting it, it's just nature. So I don't know if you guys have been wanting to invite like just like more. I just saw 1010. Ones and zeros. That's like binary code. That's like literally like the codes of like everything, right? Like the matrix. I feel like, yeah, you could feel like you're exiting the matrix. Like maybe there was just like huge epiphanies around our beliefs and stuff like that. Maybe this is going to be happening where it's like, I just need to go to what fills me. I need to believe like past all like the bullshit. Excuse my French, excusez-moi. Actually, no. I'm not sorry. And I think my Virgos would encourage that. It just reminds me that like the illumination, like the birds flying, like all this stuff, like we are just feeling lighter. We're going to be going towards, yeah, we could be traveling, we could be enjoying seeing the moon or seeing the sunrises and stuff, just more things that do ground us, like waking up with the circadian rhythm, or moon gazing, sun gazing, like sunset chasing. Like this is giving an energy of just like there's magic despite everything. And I just saw 1111 awakening. Wow, like okay, love. Because I'm filming like part 2. But yeah, that is awesome. And then we have Lost Lands, Soul Memories, and Gifts. You've done this before. So the thing about this is the Lost Lands. We're talking about Lumeria, we're talking about Atlantis. We also have the blue flame, which like reminds me of like indigo, Atlantis. Basically what I get from this is with the ninth house. The ninth house is the Akashic records. So it's everything that was, is, and can / will be. So there could be like with this journey too, especially with Taurus, and Taurus is nostalgic. Taurus kind of like it is the present moment, but it also takes into account our journey on Earth, right? Like the lifetime and like our life. And I feel like we could be, how do I explain this? Like I think we were shedding a lot around like what we like any rigid beliefs, you know what I mean? We're shedding a lot, and I feel like new beliefs are actually like those same beliefs and like that your soul has had in previous lifetimes. Like despite any paradigm, right? We're in a paradigm where like we have our governments that are the way that they are right now, and we have jobs that are the way that they are right now, right? And we have societal expectations that are the way that they are right now. But I feel like you're like tapping in beyond that. You're like, I'm coming home to myself in a way that's like familiar. Then this might be my favorite card. The Seiza Mantanka. Seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light, right? So when you're awakening, there's so much where the unconscious becomes conscious, right? Like, whoa, yeah, like I was operating from this part of me in this way for so long. Mintonka is all about unconditional love. So this kind of ties in with the like softening to love. Like if we're even like a little angsty, a little angry, just the way that things have been, trust. And then last we have double mission, light workers, starseeds, serve the world by being you. You guys feel like you have a special purpose here? You guys feel like you're a star seed? You guys feel like you have a double mission? This is being activated, right? And that also can be the ninth house of like setting out on our journey. Like this is our exploration. This is what shapes our beliefs. This is what shapes our purpose, right? Ninth house is so much about purpose alongside the 10th house and the 11th house, right? It's like that top of the wheel, right? When we look back on Earth, I feel like we look down our birth charts. Oh yeah, that was my purpose. That was a legacy. Those were my hopes and wishes. It's good stuff. I love that. That was deep. No wonder it needed the cards to like really talk about that. So Yeah, legacy is definitely changing, and I think things are about to get a lot more like just with the perspective shifts and the ascension, stuff like that. We will feel more magical, we will feel lighter, we will feel like we're coming home to ourselves in a familiar way. So that's everything that I have for you, Virgos. Badasses, take care. I hope that your May blesses you tenfold. I'll see you guys in a later video. I don't even know what that was. Bye. Libra, 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 Libra. Welcome, welcome. Mars in Taurus is going to be moving through your guys' 8th house. Huge. Mars in Taurus is actually great because it's going to be aspecting your 2nd and 8th house axis. So I'm feeling intimate relationships in May. Obviously, like so many weddings in May and June, right? It is like a really romantic period. But the 8th house is about depth. It's about intimacy, like true intimacy. So with people that we love, with our family members, with just ourselves, getting really intimate. And also the 8th house is more of a behind the scenes energy where we're like rearranging what we're investing into, who we're investing into. Our energy is currency, right? So we're really like sharpening and narrowing in and being very discerning around, what are we growing? What are we investing into? Who are we investing into? Let me shape up my investments. Let me invest in myself in this way or invest in others in a new way. I love that. So yeah, and the 8th house is also the occult, the witchy, the strange, dark, and mysterious. So wouldn't be surprised if we're drawn to movies or if we're, and occult just means lesser known. I was like tripping when I heard that. I was like, no way. Because the occult just sounds so magical, but it is just lesser known anything. Okay, let's go ahead, roll your astro dice. What can my Libras expect for the month of May? Okay, so we have the South Node. We have Virgo. And we have the 4th house. Okay, a couple of things about this. We're talking about privacy. We're talking about intimacy, right? You could be more discerning around your own privacy and around like who we talk about our feelings to. This is actually like really big. And not only being careful, but like doesn't mean that we don't say how we feel to people. Like we're going to be more careful in that way, although we could. This is also like discerning like who is for us. I think this is going to be a big energy around like, yeah, I can tell this person anything and like maybe that person like actually doesn't serve me. Like it doesn't feel emotionally, like this is going to be like anything that emotionally doesn't feel good is just we're seeing it 2020, right? We're seeing it crystal clear. That is Virgo energy. Virgo wants the facts. It likes to fact check. It is the spell check. It is that energy, that investigative analytical computer brain, right? Supercomputer. And when we have the South Node, that's a lot of releasing. And with the 4th house, that's family, that's behind closed doors. Like we could be just releasing patterns. We could be releasing like getting rid of old stuff that we don't resonate with anymore. Actually, I feel like that is like huge. Because again, what are we investing into? And everything is energy, like old jewelry, old memorabilia, old, like even just dust, like even just things. And I would not be surprised either if we were even more discerning, not just with letting go, but actually pouring into things that we feel emotionally fulfilled by, that emotionally support us, like salt in like the corners, if you're into that, or feng shui, or adding some new pieces, and just like really what's going to resonate with us, what fuels us, what makes us feel good is going to be a huge theme. So let's go ahead and pull your guys's oracle card. I'm going to do my magic trick for your group. My Libras. I was raised by a Libra rising. My father is a Libra rising. And I was just thinking about how cool he is because of that. My Capricorn rising could never be so chill. You know what I mean? My Capricorn's like on one in the best way. I love my Capricorns too. It's just like we move with purpose. You know what I mean? And I feel like Libras move. Saturn's exalted in Libra. I take something from my dad all the time. I'm like, you know what? Your grace and your ability to not care like that in ways that we shouldn't trip up over inspires me. So yeah, little story time. Let's go ahead and see what cards you guys got. You guys got 3 cards. So what can my Libras expect for the month of May? Lifting the veil. Virgo also got this. So if you were drawn to the Virgo or you have Virgo placements, you were drawn to the Virgo pile, you might want to check it out. It was really good. Question everything. Anything unaligned must go. What were we talking about with the Virgo South Node? Like, question everything. Question how you have your living space. Question how we relax. Question how we pour into ourselves. Question family dynamics. Question partner dynamics and living dynamics. And anything unaligned must go. I felt that so hard, right? So this could be like a cleaning sort of season. Which makes sense too, because Mars in Taurus is going towards stability. It's going towards pleasure. It's going towards what we want, what we actually desire, what actually supports us and feels good, right? Even if it takes a little bit of effort, like Taurus is all in if that means that they're going to feel amazing afterwards. Most of the time. Taurus can be stubborn. You like engaged to a Taurus. And I thought my Pluto conjunct my moon was stubborn. I do love that, like, you can't make a Taurus or a Scorpio do anything they don't want to do. Like, truly. If they're like really in that like full, especially if they have like multiple placements, yeah, I mean, it depends. If they have like North Node Sagittarius, they might be more inclined to just like, you know what? Okay, I will try that. You know what I mean? But yeah, that aside, you guys got Lost Land, Soul Memories, and Gifts. You guys have done this before. So part of the South Node is also our gifts, right? It's our gifts, it's our talents, it's like the ways of being where it's like, oh, I got it like that. Like, I can emotionally be intelligent like that. I can listen like that. I can be a star like that. I can be great with people like that. Feel like you guys are even coming more in as the veil is lifted, right? And this eighth house activates our power. Huge. Mars through the eighth house is not something to take lightly. You guys could feel very in your power and just like, oh no, this is not flying. We're going to do things this way. And that's on Scorpio. Like, that's on seeing the truth, right? And our power, right? And then last but not least, I love this. It says all paths lead home. Inner authority, 4th house. Wow, that's big. I feel like Virgo is so sovereign. Your guys' 4th house energy that you guys got in your dice is this, like, all paths lead home. So no matter what transformative experiences we have, no matter who or what we've invested into, we like new experiences and just like things that shape us, things that transform us. Like, when we alchemize and like we do Phoenix, we'd come closer into who we are. I feel like this is the energy. Like, May, we could just be feeling like confident, like secure, like nurturing ourselves, like in private, like, you know what I mean? Or it's like me in my own body, in my own soul, like in my connections, in my money, in the things that like maybe I won't share to everybody else, right? Like, I'm feeling like I trust myself. I'm feeling like I'm leading myself in a good direction. So all paths lead home. Intuition, turn your gaze within, right? This is going to be very personal. I always say 8th and 4th is like so personal, right? It's like I have an 8th house Mercury and an 8th house Venus, and like I get fueled to have the willpower to make better choices for myself that I know are the better investments, no matter how hard they are, emotionally or mentally or physically or spiritually. That like, I am my own inner authority and I can shape my life for however I desire it. Like, truly. And like, we'll get through everything else. Like, but I gotta be real with myself and like not wear a mask and like do the fucking thing, right? Excuse my French. That's just how I talk. Yeah, and it leads home, right? It's like, wait a minute, especially with Libra. Again, yes, they get along with people. Yes, they rule over relationships, but Saturn is exalted in Libra. When we live with integrity, being true to ourselves, everything else really does come into order. And that's what I have for you, Libra. That was really powerful. I hope that your May blesses you tenfold, and I'll see you guys in a later video. Scorpios, sexy Scorpios, how are you guys doing? Just talking about you guys in the Libra pile. Mars is going to be transiting through your guys' seventh house in May and in June. So the seventh house is all about our dream lifestyle, our ideal lifestyle, the lifestyle that works for us. You guys have Taurus in this house, so more stability, the better, because as a Scorpio rising, we go through so much an inner journey that, you know, having a lovely outer reality in who we have in our life, just where we live, our lifestyle, our routine, stuff like that, like having order there is so big. So I feel like this is when we are getting things in order and we are loving on the people in our life. We're loving on things that make up our lifestyle, right? You work out, we're loving on that, like, you know what I mean? You love to cook, you love to take care of your home, you love to read your Bible, you love to read your like fiction novels, you love to have your quiet time, your downtime, like go places, experience luxury. We're taking a lot of action towards that, and it's very supportive to do so. So let's roll the astro dice and see what else we can expect for Scorpio's month of May. You guys got the 8th house. You guys got Venus. I was just talking about how I have Venus in the 8th house, and you guys have it in Aries. I love this. Does that not match? First off, we were talking about Venus. So love, I think we're pouring a lot of energy into like our lovers, the people we love. We're showing love. I love Taurus energy because it's so sentimental. It's like, you don't got to pay me back. I got you like that. This made me think of you. Like, send you a song, got this food snack for you. Like, oh, you did your makeup this way. Like, I just see a lot of that, like with all different types of connections in our life. And again, this can also mean money, like good, like we could be like pouring into our business or our endeavors and be making some good money. Maybe our partners are also making money with the 8th house. Maybe we're getting taken care of by the people around us. And then also we're getting intimate, right? Like, I feel like there is some intimacy in like, you can have $20, like you don't gotta pay me back, or like pay me back whenever you got it, right? Or like that's vulnerable, right? Or for example, like, hey, you know, like I wasn't ready to talk about this thing for a long time, but I really want to talk about it, right? Mental intimacy, emotional intimacy, physical intimacy. I mean, this is physical intimacy written all over it. Y'all like to make love. Y'all in for a good 2 months. Let me just tell you that. This is just such a deepening in our connections. If you are married, if you are single, if you are in a relationship, if you are dating people, I just feel like there's going to be, whether platonic or romantic, just like an overall feeling of, yeah, I'm in love, or I love the people in my life. Like, love comes from so many different types of connections and moments. And then Aries, I do feel like we're being a little, okay, I don't want to say selfish, but like Aries enjoys, it takes pleasure, right? In what we desire. So this to me is like, you guys are getting what you desire, in your relationships, and it's like the dream. Like, I love this. There's a good sense of self interdependence. I feel like, you know, we're happy about what we're investing into. This can also be that we're taking charge ourselves to make more money from like different avenues, or we could see our investments paying off. Like, whether it's a relationship just giving you so much love, or it's like, I'm so glad I invested in having a partner. Or this could be, I'm so glad I invested in this side business. I'm so glad that I invested in this crypto. I'm so glad that I invested in this like lifestyle, that I invested into working out, that I invested into XYZ, right? So I love that. That is just so awesome. I actually feel like that is like just so amazing, and you guys deserve it. After Uranus moving through your guys' 7th house, you guys deserve all of the good vibes and money and luxuries in life. Luxury doesn't have to be monetary either. Luxury is just like, oh, what a luxury where I live. What, like, I live in California and it was cloudy and so spoiled, right? I was like, oh, and then now the sun is out and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so lucky. Okay, your guys' card. You guys got Child of the Cosmos. Like, I do feel like your inner child's gonna come alive, like that Aries energy. It's like, wow, like life can be so good. Like, I love, and even if it's like we're getting realer, it's a little heavier, it's a little deep, like it's worth it. You know, it's just there's meaning, there's substance, there's depth in my life. Thank you. Thank you, God. I feel like she's looking up, like, and her heart, look at her heart. She's so open. Like, I love that. You could even just be like, your heart feels like it's like transforming, like it's getting lighter and it's what you truly desire. Like, you're getting what you truly desire monetarily, in relationships, in like your own heart, right? Like, pretty heart, pretty energy, look good, feel good energy. This is giving me the intelligence of the universe lies within you. Makes so much sense as the seventh house Taurus. We come here to feel emotion. We come here to transform. You guys are like the advertisement for that, my Scorpio risings. And yeah, just the universe lies within you. Like, I just made a post too on my Instagram for the seventh degree, which we got Venus, right? And the eighth and seventh have similarities. And I was saying, like, genius is being the peace, the love, and the pleasure that you seek. And I feel like that's what you guys are doing. And on that note, I hope that your May blesses you tenfold, and I will see you guys in a later video. Thanks. Sagittarius, hello, hello. So I am going to go ahead and just start off with talking about your guys' Mars transit, which I did for every single pile. So Mars in Taurus is going to be passing through your guys' sixth house. Mars in Taurus is a lot around nurturing and watching, like there's so much joy in like watering and like watching things grow. So this is going to be our health. This is going to be our habits. This is going to be our routines, our relationship with work, our relationship with productivity, our relationship with like practicing something to perfect it too. So whatever you guys do in your daily routines, I would just take a moment. What came to mind, like in terms of like daily routines? Hopefully you guys thought about that, weren't just like staring or like thinking of like a SpongeBob episode. But either way, no judgment here. A Sag moon in my brain, you know. But yeah, it's going to be an expansion and like a delving into the way that like our everyday life is working and upgrading that basically, so that we see more fruits of our investments, right? Sagittarius risings, y'all do very well with some comfort in your corner in your day-to-day life, some, you know, a little bit of like, I know what to expect, even if it's just like things we have on us, or like, you know, familiar places or like familiar people. Even if like, you know, this life is all about novelty and new and expansion, right? It's nice to have like a little stick, like when we have the nomad of Sagittarius, right? A little stick. That's the like Taurus in the sixth house. I feel like it's like, all right, I'm gonna just lean on some stability from different avenues so that I can expand, so we can venture out, right? So let's go ahead and roll your guys' astro dice. I feel like your guys' astro dice is going to go crazy. What can Sagittarians expect for the month of May? Okay, so we have the sixth house. Wow, oh my gosh. Aquarius. Oh yeah, so changes, trying new things. What may work for you may not work for somebody else, but if it works for you, that's a originality. That is listening to and just letting go of like all societal expectations. And this is the North Node too. So destiny is happening in terms of your guys' work or your guys' daily routines or your guys' skills in perfecting something. Like, let's say, for example, you are learning the guitar and then you're like, you know what? I want to switch the arm of my guitar, like play it the different way. Or I want to like lay the guitar and like, it's reminding me of that. Like if you guys work out, it's like, you know what? It's not typical for people to do this and then that. Or let's say you're recording music and it's like, all right, we're not feeling it. We don't have to record. unheard of, right? But it's like you're doing things your own way, and just trust that. Trust that however you want to perfect a skill, how your workflow, your daily routines, as well as just like romanticizing your own life. Like it doesn't have to make sense to anybody else but you, Sagittarius. And that's what I feel like the emotional gratification is coming, even if that means that like it's a little trepidous to get there. Like let's say people are like in your ear like, "Oh, that's not going to work," or like, "That's so weird." It's like push through, baby girl. Push through, dog, bro. Like it just, you're going to feel like you quantum leaped. Your reality is shifting completely, actually. Let's look at the cards. Hey, Sagittarius. Hopefully you can hear me. I love you guys 10 toes down. I quite literally think that the sun shines out of your guys' ass. I think you guys are so needed in this world. I just feel like giving my Sagittarian some love. I love Sagittarius energy so much. I feel like it's so wise, but it's so young. Best of both worlds, right? Okay. And for my next trick, okay, let's go ahead and see what card you guys get. Okay, so you guys got 2 cards. You guys got the first card is Child of the Cosmos. The intelligence of the universe lies within you, which I shuffled this 3 times and Scorpio got this. So if you have Scorpio placements or you were like peeking at the Scorpio pile, you can check it out if you want. The intelligence of the universe lies within you. Again, opening ourselves up to what we need, what feeds our soul, right? And it don't have to make sense to anybody else. Like she's just connected with God. She's connected with like the sky. She's connected with the cosmos. She's like connected, right? But that doesn't mean that it has to make sense to other people, and doesn't mean that she's like connecting on other people with this. Although I wouldn't be surprised if there were some people that you met or that you see on like your feed or something like that that are actually like on your same wavelength at this point in your life, and you're like, okay, like that's my cue, that's my sign that I'm headed in the right direction, you know, with my life. Again, you're shifting into an entirely new reality, and you are a child of the cosmos in this time. You could feel like you're a child learning to walk again, right? And it's like, all right, like let me get in there. Let me change it up. Jump in is your guys' second card. So just jump into like the third eye, like what you know, not what we know from like our previous, like not something that we learned out of a book, not something that we learned like that we know, but just like even gnosis, right? Like just the inner knowing of like, this is what I need in my life at this point, even if it doesn't make sense, even if there's nothing traceable to it. Andromedan energy adventure, say yes to change. Andromedans are, you guys may have placements at around 27 degrees Sagittarius or Aries. You guys could have placements at around 27 degrees Aries, making you guys an Andromedan starseed, or even a house line. But the Andromedans are, I love it. It's like they just say yes. They're just so open. So like, say yes. Say yes to this new reality. And don't be afraid to jump in, because you are a child of the cosmos and you are looked after. And just going after what you want, say yes to change. The very, very transformative like 2 months. I don't know if you guys are like, know that you guys are in like a really big transition period or like a really big period of change, but yeah. So that is what I have for you guys. My Sagittarius, I hope that your May blesses you tenfold, and I will see you hopefully in a later video. Hello, my Capricorn risings. So I ran out of time filming yesterday. I went to a cat fundraiser. She snuck up quicker than I had expected. So we are filming the final 3 signs the next day. I think it's just so cool that I do a line of work where I don't have to rush. I can just deliver what I want to deliver when it's the best time to do so. So I'm here. Hi, Capricorn rising. Enough about me. Also a Capricorn rising. Let's go ahead and take a look at Mars in Taurus, which is going to be entering our 5th house. Now, If you have Capricorn placements somewhere else, no worries. We're still going to get a lot of what's in store for May for you. But as far as this specific transit, I think Mars and wherever it's transiting is so important because that's the area of life that we are naturally feel desire to take a lot of action towards, and we're able to destroy obstacles in our way a bit easier than we would if we were simply just not having Mars transiting through that area of life. So the fifth house is, it's known as a good karma house. It's fun, it's alive. There's definitely an esoteric side of the fifth house where we gain willpower to live, to love, to be free, to get ourselves out there from what we love, basically. And so that's why it rules over dating and like falling in love again and performing and all of our talents and childlike energy, lighthearted energy, sexual energy, all of that. So Mars moving through here in Taurus, naturally Capricorn, some of our talents, if they can ground us, it's a win-win. I feel like this is going to be romance that just feels so grounding. I think sensuality is just like the name of the next 2 months for us because Mars is going to be transiting through our fifth house from May to June. So this is 2 months of interacting with life super sensually, which I personally love, especially getting to know my my Capricorn rising Taurus in the fifth house. A lot of the things that actually we find fun is like indulging into luxury, no matter what that looks like finally using the bath bombs that we are saving for a special occasion, from like fine dining, from wearing our best just to go out and, really anything sensual. So this is cooking, baking, food, dining. This is making love. This is flirtation. This is, romancing our partner, the people in our life, like romanticizing life, like showing just like showing up to have fun, like being free spirited, being lighthearted, and yeah, enjoying the sunset with our eyes, or the candles with our sense of smell, or, cuddling and just like skin on skin or whatever it is, right? There's a huge range to the fifth house in Taurus, but this is just to me also very, very fertile for creation and creativity. And it's something that can manifest tangibly that will likely be very appeasing to the eyes, to the nose, to the touch, right? So no matter what you like to do hobby-wise, side quest-wise, or even in your line of work or just like domestically, anything that we create or that we pour a lot of our energy into can really be born, reborn, refreshed. It's this really fertile energy. So that's what I have there. And let's go ahead and roll your guys' astro dice. I'm also going to be paying attention to this for myself. Let's see what else is going to be happening in the month of May. Yeah, it's like I knew that. The seventh house of relationships and people, right? There's a lot of beautiful sensuality that happens with people, right? Like, I don't know, just hugs, and I don't even know what else. I slammed my finger, so just don't mind me. But yeah, seventh house doesn't surprise me. This is relationships. This is connecting with other people. This is also just like our lifestyle. So lifestyle in the next 2 months, I feel like is going to feel really optimistic. I think there's just overall joy coming in, which doesn't surprise me with the fifth house, right? Especially Uranus moving out of there. We're free. Like we are home free. This is like, to me, like a nice, like post-graduation sort of like, let's just enjoy. Let's just like relish in pleasure. Because Sagittarius is a fire sign, so it's very similar to Leo in that way that it likes to try new things, it likes to reinvent. It's like a flame, right? That like purifies things. So I feel like our relationship to pleasure is getting purified and expanded again. There's a lot of hope. There's a lot of optimistic energy in the air with like where our life and our relationships are going. Then we have Pluto, right? So Pluto is also very intimate, right? So it's like deep conversations, it's whether it's like mental intimacy, emotional intimacy, right? Like heart to heart, or physical intimacy, or even spiritual intimacy, right? Like sharing our energy and letting our guard down and, that sort of thing, even if it's like a little scary to do so because Pluto represents our fears, but it also represents our deepest desires, right? It's like, oh my gosh, I would love this. And that's just like the intuition. And then the subconscious fears can come up and it's like, but this and this and this. And Pluto's like, no, 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 no. Like this just reminds me of like destroying the obstacles in our way so that we get exactly what we want and we're not afraid of it. And therefore we get to be sexy and alive and free and in our power and just amazing. So I do love that. I also think if you guys are looking for a business opportunity, my Capricorn risings, there's really, really powerful, expansive, auspicious energy for this as well. And specifically business that is service orientated. So you offer a service, right? But it also could be products. It also could be products. But yeah, maybe even getting closer into, and this is like for my creatives and my entrepreneurs, or even people that just are huge into their community, deepening our connections there with people, and maybe even getting a better, deeper understanding of what our audience is looking for, what the people that we are connecting with really want, and just like connecting to them on a deeper level. Also, relationship expansion. So, a deepening of intimacy in relationships as well, whether you are, this is platonic and you're single, or you're dating, or you're married, or whatever it would be your situation. I do think that deepening of intimacy and just kind of like a fresh new energy is going to be happening in May and June. And then last but not least, we are going to pull a star seed oracle card. Love this deck. My Capricorn risings, we have been having all the Aries energy going through our fourth house. I don't know about you guys, but I swear my emotions, I mean, I know I have Uranus opposing my moon, so. But I will say that, like, as far as like home life and stuff like that, I feel like Aries is such a raw, independent, trailblazer, initiative energy. Like, I'm wondering if any other Capricorn risings are trying to like move somewhere where like their family has never moved before, or if we're trying to do something in our family line we haven't done before, like family dynamics are changing, or I'd be just very curious. But let's go ahead and get our cards. And this is going to be just like advice from source and just deeper themes into what May is going to bring for us. And I always tie it back like astrologically too. So it's like, it's just a little bit more fun for me than just listing out like all the transits. And then we got one card, we got two cards. Okay. All right, Capricorn. So your two cards, first card we got was Portal. Very exciting. There's a portal opening in May for us. I would also say June, but it'll probably open in May. You could already feel this portal. Maybe the Scorpio full moon was like the kickoff to like really get deep and intimate, kind of like let go, get into our watery feelings, and then leaning back into the Taurus energy of being grounded and being ready to just fully graduate from the Uranus and Taurus energy, leaving like the portal is here. Whenever Uranus is done, the upgrade is finished. And look how close she is to the portal, like, and just entering it. So I feel like this is just the fact that there's more color on the other side. Like there's and it says doors are opening, you decide, rewards, wild cards. So doors are opening for us. We can decide what doors we want to go through. There could be a lot of options, creatively, but also there's rewards, right? So just know that there's rewards for us. And again, I feel like this is going to be the birth, the rebirth, the light heart, the fun, the romance, the fertile energy, right? Rich energy. And yeah, wild cards. So I think that the results are going to be absolutely insane because again, we just finished Uranus and Taurus, and Uranus is like an insane planet when it comes to upgrades and evolution. We could be so much further along. I'm like kind of hearing like, and I usually don't say, I don't know, I don't like share like the downloads as much. Like I get what I get from here, but really coming through strong. Maybe it's because I'm a Capricorn rising as well, that we're ahead schedule. Like that's what I kind of feel like. Like we are just ready to enjoy the new life, the new doors opening. And yeah, wild card makes me feel like it's going to turn out really, really good. And then the second card that we have is the Great Serving, Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love, the Great Serving. So again, that came up with the service to people, right? And also just that Sagittarius energy of just like new doors, new things for us. We are expanding this month. Yeah, so the Great Serving, you guys could serve people. This is also just like serving like God's mission or the mission that we feel like we're called for, or whatever you think like your purpose is. This is could be the activation of the Great Serving with this. And I feel like it's grounding because look at the difference. Like this is just mountains and, you know, pathways and just like a lot of grounding energy. And Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love, that's literally Mars and Taurus, I feel like is like softening into stability, into honesty, into love, into kind of like a more how would I say it, I guess, yeah, soft energy, especially with everything that we have been through with Uranus and just the shakeups and the changes and the chaos, especially if, you know, it related to children, if it related to the dating world, if it related to our talents being seen, our purpose creatively. Like if there's any leftover anger, I feel like it's getting alchemized with that. So that is what I have for us, for you, Capricorn rising. I pray that your May bless you tenfold, and hopefully I'll see you guys in a later video. Hello, my Aquarius risings. How are we doing? I just want to go ahead and get started with the Mars transit that is going to be passing through your guys' fourth house. So very, very exciting. I wanted to go over the Mars transit because I think it's really important to know when Mars moves into different areas of our life, aka different houses in the chart, because Mars energy represents the destroying of obstacles in our way. It represents taking action. It represents where we're investing a lot of our energy into in this lifetime naturally. So when it's transiting through a house, this is activating that area of life. This is activating desires and really going after our desires in this area of life. So this is going to be the fourth house of our emotional foundation, our nervous system, our psychological map. It could also be family. It could also be, and that's like the family we create, Ohana, and the family we came from. This could also be ancestors, lineage, like generational gifts, generational trauma, things of that nature. It can also be our private life, our domestic life, our life behind closed doors. This represents motherhood. This represents our feminine energy and where we live, and also like just real estate, things like that. So any of those themes come up for you, we're going to be taking a lot of action towards there. This is a beautiful time to take action towards those things. Yeah, we could be spending a lot more time in private. We could just want to naturally feel like we want to pour into us behind closed doors. So this could be a little bit more of a introverted energy for May and June, but there could be a lot of bliss and a lot of happiness. You know, I'm thinking like at the end of the day from work, when we come into our room, it's like, oh, let's draw the bath. Let's have a little sweet treat. Let's, you know, let's do the salt in our corners of our bedroom. Like I want to try this feng shui thing. I want to spend time with my boo or my kids or my animals like at home. I really want to like do some things for them and shift things around, or just really taking stock, I feel like, and just enjoying relaxation. Like it's all like whatever we pour in is going to help us emotionally. It's going to help our nervous system, right? So this is really when we could look really good too, because our space is being poured into, and you know, it's kind of like clean room, clean mind. This could also be like a health is wealth, so like emotionally pouring into ourselves, and then we glow. Or this could also be like when we take time to meditate, when we take time to unwind, when we take time to just be and relax and chill. Our nervous system's looking cute, cortisol levels are down, and therefore we're just feeling blessed. Like behind closed doors, that's our restorative period, you know what I mean? But this doesn't mean you can't be social. I mean, you have Aquarius rising. So this could be like hosting. This could be like inviting somebody to our house or our home or our apartment for the first time. Like, it's giving that energy. Okay, so let's go ahead, roll your guys' astro dice and see what is happening in your guys' month of May. Oh my gosh, see, I love this. So we have Jupiter, which is the planet of happiness. It's the planet of our beliefs. It's the planet of expansion. It's the planet of abundance. It's the planet of ethics. It's the planet of hope and optimism and just newness in general. So, I felt like that. I felt like, well, let's get into the other one. So the third house is the house of our mind, right? So again, I feel like this is going to be a great like mental health restorative period, or just a great mental health period. Pushing past any thoughts that have been like weighing on us, or like, and again, I think it's just getting our space and like our inside like right, you know what I mean? Like getting that like stirring and flowing and just beautiful, right? So we could be journaling a lot more. We could be creative, like using our hands. We could be hanging out with friends, like doing more domestic stuff. I mean, it's very Taurus coded anyway, but Gemini is also in June. So is Cancer, and that just reminds me of like hanging out with people we love. And yeah, and then we have Leo. So even if you guys like want to write a book, you guys are working on music, I feel like this could be a time where like, when you're at home or like at a coffee shop, or just like, with your headphones on, it's kind of like a little private moment. We could find that like a lot of creativity spilling out, like a lot of sensuality spilling out, a lot of us just feeling like, again, I was talking about us looking good. Leo loves to look good. Like the lion, the cats of the world, the big cats of the world, they know that they're pretty. I just know that they know that they're pretty. Yeah, I love it. I love that. So let's go ahead and get your guys's Starseed Oracle card. So my Aquarius risings, you guys are gonna have Gemini, Uranus and Gemini moving through your guys's fifth house, which is really exciting. I'm a Capricorn rising, so I'm like one sign before my Aquarius risings, and I do have Aquarius risings in my life. I have one, it's my best friend. And when in the last 7 years, I created Moongirl. And yeah, Taurus is in my fifth house. So I'm really excited. If you guys have like creative pursuits, or you guys would love to do that more, or like dating life, like I just feel like things are gonna get like, just expect the unexpected. Okay, let's go ahead, see what cards you guys get. By the way, I'm filming the next day, the last 3 signs, because my mom was going to a cat fundraiser, because we like foster and adopt cats, and she's like, I don't want to go by myself, so couldn't let my Virgo mama with her Libra South node show up to anything alone, so she felt anxious or nervous. So I was like, you know what, I'll film the rest tomorrow. And yeah, it's just a chill day here in California, no makeup, well, like a little bit, but like nothing crazy. And yeah, I'm just sitting down and doing what I love most with you guys. So appreciate you guys being here. Let's go ahead and see what cards you guys got. You guys got 3 cards. So first card is, I love this card. It says Lost Lands. I just saw 1111, so let's see what the message is here. It says Lost Lands, and it says Soul Memory Gifts. You've done this before. So again, that's so funny too, because I was just talking about the 5th house. So maybe some of you guys do have Taurus like in your 5th house too, not just your 4th house. depending on the house system. But yeah, soul memories and gifts, you've done this before. I saw that here too with like the third house of creativity. One of the things I love most is the creative process, right? And I do feel like that happens, it can happen within collaboration, right? Or behind closed, or just by yourself behind closed doors. But it reminds me of like DJs when they're just like, or musicians or poets or whatever, when they just have their quiet moments, like they're doing something random, like taking a shower, and then they get a melody and it's like, oh my gosh, I got to do this right now. They're usually at home, right? So I'm feeling like you could be at home working, creatively experimenting, or even just getting really lost. Like lost lands reminds me of like you're getting lost in like the realm of your trade or the realm of creativity. You've done this before. Yeah. So whatever you're working on or whatever like you're drawn to, like even if it's just movies that you're watching or like instruments or whatever you're drawn to, you've done it before in the next 2 months. And I think it's just going to bring a lot of joy, right? So a lot of joy. The second card is lifting the veil, questioning everything, anything aligned must go. So with this energy too, I feel like with the fourth house as well, like because we were talking about our well-being, like we could be just very particular about our energy, about like what we're emotionally investing into, emotional patterns and family dynamics too, right? There's that quote, you can't choose, we don't choose your, which a lot of us believe the opposite, right? It's like, yeah, I know I chose my family before I came here, right? But there's that quote where it's like, you don't choose your family. But I do feel like, yeah, the veil could be lifting. This is like radical authenticity, like Cancer and Leo. I feel like Cancer just feels so much. It's like hard for them to like hide how they feel. And then same with Leo, they just like are who they are. So I feel like this is an energy, the fourth house, energy, and just the Leo energy that's coming out, that we're just going to be like in our own, like we don't mind being in our own space. This could be like, especially if we have like FOMO sometimes with like the Aquarius rising, right? Or it's like, oh man, I wanted to be a part of that, or people invited me to that, or, this is like trending right now, or whatever it is. I feel like when we question like what really feels true to us, like it could be something that's just like a little bit more of an internal process in the next 2 months, and anything unaligned will go. Love that. And then, I mean, you'd also have Pluto transiting over your first, like basically your like angular houses. It's squaring your 10th and 4th, and it's transiting through your 1st and 7th, which is already really transformative and formative as far as like relationships and major areas of our life. Then we do have empathetic starseed, energetic sovereignty, absorbing what is not yours. We were just talking about this, literally just talking about this. I feel like you're going to get into your own creative energy and you're going to love it. And I think that, yeah, again, just restoring our energy at home. Like, I feel like that, like we're going to not want anyone, like we're going to feel like so good in our own energy. And I feel like just like see like what is aligned, what we're drawn to, what we remember with our gifts, and just like questioning and just like anything aligned must go, and like just not absorbing anything that's not ours. So I love that. As a Cancer, I do love that. I feel like it's so Taurus coded as well. So that is what I have for you, Aquarius. I just want to say I hope that may you get blessed tenfold, and hopefully I'll see you in a later video. Bye. Hello, my Pisces. Last but not least, my feisty Pisces. I know not all of y'all are feisty, but it rhymes, and that's what I like to call you guys. So let's go ahead and just talk very quickly about Mars in your chart, because that is one of the major transits I talked about in the beginning, and I wanted to go over it because I think whenever Mars moves into a different house, aka a different area of life, that we are now switching where we are pouring so much, if not like most of our energy into that area of life. And cool thing about that too, where our desires are really activated, like our truest desires, our raw desires in that area of life, and we really are capable of destroying obstacles that are in the way of our desires much easier when Mars is transiting through the area of life than if it were not. So Mars is going to be in Taurus, and it's going to be transiting through my Pisces third house. And even if you don't have a Pisces rising, stick around. We have more things to go over as far as what's in store for the month of May for you. And I always tie it back astrologically to like what's happening in the skies and stuff like that. But the third house is friends. It's like just kind of like collaboration, like bouncing off ideas and stuff like that with other people. It is our immediate environment, like showing up for like the local farmers market, like showing up for that friend's little get together or gathering, or this could be starring in like their music video or meeting up for coffee. It's like enjoy, it's not long distance things, it's more so like immersing ourselves in our immediate environment. And so we could be, whether you are abroad or you're like local, just checking out the local things there. The third house is also the house of publishing, music, writing, lots and lots of creativity, honestly. And so if there's, it's also social media, so we could be pouring a lot into here. The third house is also our own thoughts, our internal voice, and how we, when we really start thinking, how we think. The North Node is moving through here right now too. So the fact that Mars is here, I feel like this is going to be an acceleration towards actually, I love this, towards actually getting to the Taurus like calm mind sort of state that Taurus likes to be in. You guys have a Taurus Mercury, so you guys could have like a beautiful voice. You guys could, you know, just have like a really honest points of view on things as well with Taurus in your guys' third house. But you guys are gifted writers, you guys are gifted musicians, most likely, very, very intelligent. So if there's anything school-wise, if there's anything that you're studying, if there's anything that you're writing, there's anything that you're a project, or you want to be a part of something, or even like a form, different forms of expressions, different thought patterns and recognitions, different viewpoints, different things that we're studying, that we're trying out. Like the third house is also hobbies and trying things out. So, yeah, we could be investing into there, and it could be just really like our brain is just satisfied, is what I'm seeing. But let's get more. These are your astro dice. Oh, okay. So we have Saturn. We have the fourth house. And we have Aquarius. So part of this, when we have Saturn, we have the planet of results. We have the planet of discipline. We have the planet of honesty. We have the planet of honor. We have the planet of just kind of being able to put our, like our head, get our head in the game, like lock in, right? And also Saturn like weeds things out that like just, we don't need them. We don't need them. Saturn's kind of like the bare minimum of like, this is what we need to do. This is the objective. This is what we want to get, right? We can do that. Everything else, all the like extra chaos and fluff and all that stuff, we can just refine it, and it makes life more simple. And then we have the fourth house, which is, you guys have Mars in Taurus, moving through your guys' third house, but maybe some of you guys do have a Taurus IC, or you guys do have a fourth house in Taurus, depending on the house system. Either way, I do feel like emotionally, this is going to be really big, like emotionally and mentally, of just finding and facilitating and pouring more into our mental health, our nervous system, our peace of mind. Just like overall, if the inside of our brain has felt a little turbulent, or like we're like, man, like I would love, like, the times throughout my life where I do feel like there is pure bliss in my mind, and the way that I see things, and the thoughts that I think, and the way that I process information, and the way that I view things, the way that I connect. I miss just having that like calm. Because also Uranus just got done in your guys' third house, so I feel like this is when things are changing for us as in terms of like who we are. Like we really are refining our mind. I feel like we are refining the way that we deliver messages. I feel like it's going to be a lot more emotionally, I don't want to say like authentic, but maybe so for like a couple of people if you resonate with that. But it also, I feel like in general, is just more openness and less fear, of just like authentically saying what we feel, what we desire. And again, like taking away any like fluff and just also knowing that we are our own emotional inner authority. We are our own authority when it comes to our thoughts. So really important there. I know that I have Pisces in my third house, and oh, no, 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 no. Yeah, you guys have North Node going through your guys' first house. I take that back, what I said earlier. Either way, that's also our viewpoints. The rising is very much how we look at the world. Third house is how we like process our view on that. And yeah, let's go ahead and get your guys's oracle. I'm using the Starseed Oracle deck. But yeah, as far as like, oh yeah, I was saying, I know that the North Node has been moving through my third house, and I actually have my South Node in the third house. Um, and so I know that energy pretty well. And I definitely have a lot of past life hobbies that I've dabbled into in this lifetime. So maybe we're experimenting as well and kind of like refining our abilities and our hobbies and our skills, which I think is really cool. But then this also could be where we're experimenting too. Because I know with the third house too, like just kind of like questioning why I think the way that I do and just like throwing it out there if I were to just be my like most authentic self, like how would that be received? And typically like it's so much easier, because I just don't have to like spend as much energy mentally and just things like that. The mind is like one of the most powerful things. So anything that we can get to enjoy that, to get to a place where again our mental peace, like amazing, right? Let's go ahead and pull you guys' cards. Okay, you guys got 3 cards. All right, first card is Double Mission, which is a starseed. Well, obviously it's a starseed oracle deck, but that's a huge starseed thing, is the Double Mission, which is to come here to help assist people in ascension and awakening, and also just raising the vibration of Earth. And then the other mission is tied to whatever starseed you connect to, which they have different missions. But this says Lightworker Starseed, so you could resonate as a Lightworker or a Starseed. Serve the world by being you. Again, we were talking about the third house of connecting with people. Connection is just super, super big with the third house. Like it's one of those things where if we have hobbies and interests, like finding somebody else that relates. It's like the relatable house, right? So this could be part of your mission, is just to like show how you relate to other people and how there's so much unconditional love in that, and that we can be accepted as we are, and we really do make a difference in everyday life, and along our life we have made a difference. So maybe we're going to be thinking about that too, of like what ways can I like connect more. Who do I love connecting with? Like what is true and honest to me in terms of how I connect with people, keeping up with texts, like what sort of friendships we want, right? Stuff like that. And yeah, just serve the world by being you. I felt like that. Like we're becoming more honest in a lot of areas emotionally as well. The next card has not come out yet, so you guys got a special card. This is Star Brothers, Horus Energy. Protection, loyalty, safety, trust. I love Horus. Horus was the son of Osiris and Isis, right? And he was like a miracle baby. So yeah, he's a miracle baby. So you guys are protected as well with like coming through with your authenticity. I know as a Pisces rising, like Pisces energy is so malleable and so fluid and so adaptable. It's like mutable water, you know what I mean? And I feel like they're really anchoring down 5D energy and meant to just like show that to people. It's a really rare rising sign, right? And it's like one of the most rare rising signs besides Aries. And yeah, the loyalty, right? Like seeing people that we connect to, like the loyalty of like who's there for us, again, like we can be ourselves with. And yeah, just knowing that you are safe, and you can trust also a lot as well, like what honors you, who honors you, and just, yeah, like safe in the mind. And then, oh, we also did not get this card either. I don't think we got, well, we got the first card in another sign, but these two, very different. This one says cracked open, rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. So, um, something really big here too with the North Node moving through your guys' first house. I will say the nodes are subconscious. It's like an eclipse season. We don't like, we know when an eclipse season is happening. It's like so much like trying to figure out an escape room like in the complete dark is how I see it. I'm just like, there's a voice talking to me, like my intuition, like I'm trying to figure this out, and it could take like so much longer, but it's because we're like exploring subconscious waters, right? And like when we pick up a tool or a hint, it's like, oh wait, no, this is a part of it, but I just don't know how this is going to unfold yet, right? I don't know how this works in the rest of the process. And then I always say when the nodes are done, like hindsight is 2020. And a lot, you know, when you change subconsciously, emotionally, you break patterns, you go towards your desires, you slay fears, you like face your biggest fears. This could be centered around our identity, how we look, how we're coming off, our view on the world, like our life direction, like all those things. I feel like this is the cracked open energy. And with Mars going through your guys' third house, surrender to the alchemy of life, I feel like this really is just saying to like, because the Taurus energy really is like feminine energy. It's around surrendering and just being the present. And, you know, they say if we look at the past, we'll get depressed. If we focus on the future, we can feel anxious. So focusing on the present moment's a sweet spot. So I feel like that too, just the fact that we are cracking open, I think you guys are also like quantum jumping, like a whole identity. Like this is like a new identity. Like this is such first house energy. Um, and that is, sorry, my iPad ran out of storage, so I had to clear some storage. But that is what I have for you, my Pisces risings. I wish you a beautiful May and that you get blessed tenfold. And hopefully I will see you guys in another video.